Day and welcome to the SHAC. My name's Barbara Gray from Clarity here in the UK, and we're on the letter H again. Is anybody there apart from our Paul, who's going to be taking care of you if you have any questions? And it's nice to have your company. The sun is shining here in the southeast of England, and Linda Walker tells us it's lovely and sunny in Surrey too. So there you go. Finally, some sunshine to dry out those gardens of ours, eh? And did you have a good weekend? Let's see who else is with us. Sound is nice and clear. Thank you, Paul. There she is. Mo, Carol, good morning, ladies. Come on in. Hello, Ken. Nice to have your company, as always. So I thought today, being a happy Monday, I thought we'd stick with H. And I did allude to the fact, since so many of us are of a certain age, I thought it would be great to draw some hippies. Do you fancy doodling some hippies? Marion, grüß dich, schön, dass du auch da bist. Yeah, let's draw some hippies. We're from that era. Where were you in the 70s and the 60s? Were you teenagers like me? Still cold here in Hereford, is it? Good morning, Nahid. Yeah, come on. Let's get some interaction going. Who was a hippie? Who was a hippie? I was a hippie sometimes. It depended which boyfriend I was with. I just said to Jim, Jim, what was the name of that pub in Rochester? He said the Nag's Head. I said, that's the one. The Nag's Head. That's where all the long-haired lovers hang out. And so we used to hang out at the Nag's Head when we were hippies. Those are the days. Never a hippie, just a mod, were you, Lynn? Yeah, it depended. Like I say, it depended which boyfriend I was with. I was fickle like that. Actually, I think in my heart, if I'm honest, what was I? I did like Tamla. I didn't like the heavy metal. So some of the music I wasn't that keen on. But I suppose in my heart I was a hippie. If you think about the definition of a hippie, which we will get on to later, then I would say, yeah, in my heart I was a hippie. I'm certainly more of a hippie now. Aren't we all hippy-dippy? Well, yeah, I guess we are. Tree-hugging weirdy-beardy folks. Or is it just me? No, Ken, I think you're not alone, love. I was only 2 when the 70s started. Well, yeah, you lucky girl. Yeah, so should we take a little step back, have a look at where we were, and then we can move forward? Because as you know, here in the SHAC, we're drawing an alphabet together. And it's nice because you can hang your H for hat on it, you know, and we've drawn E for elephants, we've drawn F for fashion. They were really cool. We've made them into stamps and we're having a craft along with them. So don't forget to get yours now. Right, here's the groovy plate. Now, where's that craft along? If I'm not mistaken, there we go. I know there's a posh flyer somewhere, but I don't know where it is. There you go. It's on the 30th of May at 7 o'clock in the evening. So I've taken one of our Thursday SHAC evenings to do it because I thought, well, it's a SHAC. So remember we drew these and also a groovy plate. So I'm going to do a groovy project as well. So treat yourselves to the stamps and or the groovy plate, and then make a note in your diary for the 30th of May. We will have some fun on that one. Okay. Yeah, so we did F for fashion. G, what did we do for G? Oh, the giraffes. They were cool, weren't they? So we did G for giraffe, and then we did H for hummingbird last week, which we went to that really nice Picasso-esque type of drawing. I like that. Not as easy as it looks, but that's a really nice, just a lovely flourish, really, isn't it? So it's all about the flourishes, really. We did the calligraphy, then we did that, just put your pen down and go. It's all in one piece. You start here. Do you see? Oh, hello. You start here and you go up and down and then round, and then you go up and over, and it's all one piece. Don't come up for air. And the hummingbird is the same, the word. And I used the hummingbird. I thought I'd use it as a kind of a little branch for him to sit on. So that was fun. So those are the hummingbirds. And then I thought, right, where are we going next, friends? Where are we going next? I thought, should we gallop on to I? And I couldn't think of anything really apart from igloo, which is an ice cream. You know, you'll have to give me some help there, girls and boys. And then I thought, I know, let's just stick to the H for a little while. So we drew the H last Monday. There we go. There's a H, our H, uppercase and lowercase. And then we did the hummingbirds. And now I thought we'd go to happy hippies. So I did two things yesterday. And I thought, we're together today and Thursday, so it'll be fun because we can do the doodle in today if you fancy it. And then on Thursday, we can make art together using that. So it gives you a couple of days to practice, get your best one, and then we'll turn it into art. So I had a little sketch around this morning. There you go. Hello. And then this morning, that was yesterday afternoon. And then this morning I thought, I'll make it a bit bigger because it's easier to draw when it's a little bit larger. So there you go. And then I thought, well, it's up to you. If you want to ban the bomb or you want to put the VW sign in. So I thought we could do both of those. Hello. Yeah. And then we can decide how we want to make it. This is on tracing paper. So it's a real rough sketch, but it's cool. So that's our hello camper van, our VW camper van. Hands up who had a camper van when they were hippies. Yes, she did. That was when I learnt to drive in a VW Beetle, as you do. And then when I was living in Germany, my first vehicle in Germany was one of them really beautiful classic camper vans like that, you know, the old style. And it was lovely. It was blue, really like Bavarian blue, bright blue and white. And I sewed the curtains. I had blue and white striped curtains that I got from IKEA, the material. And I sewed them all up, you know, and stretched them all. It was lovely. I used to go camping in it. Yeah, I definitely, when I think it through, I was a hippie. I was a hippie. I for Iris. Nice. Iris would be good. So yeah, back to the drawings. This is what we were doing. And then, do you remember we did the teenagers? We did the teenagers. More will be revealed on those. So we did the ladies, didn't we? And then we did the teenagers. And I thought, actually, here's a shout out to the hippies. How about the hippie chick? So we've got a hippie chick as well. I thought she was pretty cool. I like her. Do you want to give her a go as well? Hey? Big flares. And do you know what? That's the thing, isn't it? You can, I'm just colouring while you have a look at that. What's interesting is you go through all the fashion in the 70s. Do you remember? Used to wear the big flares, didn't we? And then depending on the boyfriend I was with, sometimes I wear Oxford bags. I had 2 wardrobes. But I did like the flares. I did like the bell bottoms. And now they've gone full cycle. Have you seen the size of the big bell bottoms that they wear now, the big flares? Amazing. I've got a pair. I treated myself. Nostalgia, it's called. Love the hippie lady. So do I, Bev. Yeah, so shall we get started? I think we'll leave her to one side for a minute. She's not hard, but this is easier, I think. And so I sketched this little fella just on a bit of copy paper. And then I transferred the idea, if you like, over here and made it a little bit larger. And in giving it a little bit more size, I was able to add more lights there. And then I realized they didn't have wing mirrors, because you do really. You need wing mirrors. Otherwise, you too could drive like most of them on the M25 nowadays. Yeah, all that car, no indicators, no wing mirrors. Eh? You see them around, you think, amazing. spend all that money on a car and they've got no indicators and no wing mirrors. What is going on? Oh, it's that. I sound like my dad when I get going. He'd be driving around with him and he'd say, they're obviously handing out driving license with the lottery tickets now. he won his license in a lottery. I remember once, it was funny, we were this was really when Dad wasn't well at all, and I was taking him to a hospital, and he was in my car, and in front of us was a lady. Well, there was a car, and it was kangarooing. It was a learner, right? She was hopping into the into the roundabout, and my dad at that point, he wasn't saying much, didn't talk a lot, and then he said, "Yeah, your mum had a car like that once too." Just bone dry, you know, right to the end, bone dry. Your mum had a car like that once too. Funny. So let's get started. And we will, I would say, we will go to the tracing paper. Okay, you can always sketch it out a little bit like I did, get me ideas. I wanted to get a couple of hippies in a VW bus, and then I thought we can get the ban the bomb sign going, or we put the VW sign in. Yeah, a couple of little flowers and decorate and just cheese it up a bit, shall we? Okay, so let's have a look. And oh, hello. And then what I'll do is, because the thing about this is, you see, with the hello, you've got to kind of, you can't go backwards, can you? Well, you can't reverse in this one. So what we'll do is we'll pop that one there. So you've got something and I've got something to kind of look at while we're drawing. Should we do that? Come on then. But it's actually, if we just sketch it, remember what we always say, right? There are no experts in this building, right? I'm the bus driver and I'm only a few hours ahead of you on this trip. I figured out how to draw this little fella yesterday, okay? And it's quite straightforward. It's quite boxy. It's easy to do, but then it's not, it'd be nice to get a bit of a funk on it, if you know what I mean, a little bit of a woo-ah, because when you look at the front of an old VW camper, they're pretty boxy, aren't they? They're wedgy. So so all I did was just put a little angle on the top just to make it a little bit more, I don't know, arty. But really what we're looking for is a box. Let's start with a box and then we can always open it up a little bit afterwards, can't we? So let's just start with a box. You don't need me to give you sizes, do you? Let's just do a box. There you go. A couple of inches. That'll do. And if you start with a box like that, there you go. Then I'll show you. I've gone a little bit smaller. That's all right. Somewhere in the middle is good. So you've got a box. And then once you've got a box, then what we'll do is we'll go up a little bit. Let's give it a bit of a quirky roof. It doesn't really. It really doesn't have this, but it just looks good, right? Just give it a bit of an angle like that. So it gives it a bit more movement. There we go. So we'll do that and we'll lose that line there. So now we've got a little bit more of the angle there. Then we're going to come down here. You know, you can go in, out, or straight. It's up to you. But let's just keep that going like so. Okay, like that. And then, see, mine was a bit shorter. It made it a bit squatter. Do you see? So you could start if you come in like that, there you go. So now we're coming in like so on the box. It looks funky. And then this is the actual, there you go. This won't take long, will it? That's the bumper. I see lots of other things here. Are we doing this together or am I on my own? Come on, give it a go. Give it a go. The whole point of this is to just get immersed in making something, in focusing on something. Okay. And this would be a nice exercise in just something fun that we're all familiar with. Many of us drove them, and if we didn't, our brothers did, or our husbands did, or our nephews, or, just enjoy it. I never was a hippie, but I remember seeing it as a child. We did have a camper van. There you go. Yeah. I had a camper van when we came back to England with the kids as well in the 90s. We had a white camper van because it sort of doubled up as a van for the kids as well when we went, camping at the weekends. But it also doubled up as a business van when I used to do the stamp shows, and we used to go to the Commonwealth Institute in London. I remember taking the van with us then. But that was a bit more of a modern one, and that was one of those ones where the roof used to come up and you could sleep underneath the, it was like a concertina, like an accordion, and it would come up, and then we'd poke the kids in there. Yeah, I can remember driving around the M25 in that old thing, coming home from a show once back in the days. I mean, we really were quite hippie, I suppose. And Grace and Mark were in the back, and it was on the M25, I remember. And then Gracie, one of the kids, I can remember saying, "Mum, do you know the back of the van is on fire?" And I looked out, and sure enough, because of course the engine was in the back, and there were flames shooting out the back. We never moved so fast out of that van in our lives. That didn't go well, that trip. Yeah, we caught fire. But there you go. Such is life. We live to tell the tale. Yeah, I remember that. Mum, do you know that there's flames? It's on fire. Yeah, pulled over pretty sharpish. Right. Oh, hello. So now we've got that much. So let's have a look. We're going to get the mirror. Let's just put a divider in so we know where the windows are going to be. There you go. So that's going to be the window area. It's going to be the front. Let's get the old sign going. Probably a bit big grey. That'll do. Then we're going to get the dividers in like that. Now, how much we do, we'll get the headlights in. There you go. Give yourself a little bit of space so you can get a bit ornate. Yeah. And then on this one, let's put the mirrors in now, like that. And then we can go from there. Okay. So if we're only this easy, eh? So we've got those in. Now let's get the things that hold the bumpers on. So we're going to put the wheels about there. The wheel's going to be about there. Okay. And then we'll put the bumper bits on there like that, the big chrome things. Do you remember? Oh, I remember how much they rusted. Then we're going to put the number plate on the front. We can leave that because that would be brilliant for personalising, wouldn't it? What a smashing stamp this would make, people. Jim said he's going to try and make one into a T-shirt this morning when he saw it. He said, "They're a great T-shirt." So he's obviously a closet hippie as well. That'd be fun. Andrew wants to buy a T-shirt that's got this on the front. We'll get them made if you wear them. We could all come to the open days in hippie T-shirts. Wouldn't that be fun? We could have a hippie theme. A hippie theme. Yeah, we ought to really. Bright and beautiful, eh? Okay. Oh, open days. Right, I'm going to keep barking on about it. Come on. Tickets. Friday the 7th of June and Saturday the 8th of June. Go for it. Get 2 tickets. Come for both days and have the time of your life. You could spend the first day going round and looking at all the demos, and then the second day doing the make and takes. Yeah, be good. Right, so let's have a look. We'll worry about the people in a minute, but let's get the windows in. They definitely had windows. I didn't have the windows weren't ones that opened up. The side ones were. The front ones, you can get really old VWs where these used to flap open. Amazing. I didn't have those ones though. I didn't have those ones. There you go. You can put windscreen wipers on there if you like, but let's not get excited. We're not trying to sell a car. We're just trying to get a vibe going, a hippie vibe, eh? There you go, hippie vibe in the making. Then we've got the fella there as well. Do you know, I think they need to come down a little bit, to be honest. I'm going to make the windows a bit bigger. I'm going to make that a bit smaller. And I'm going to make those windows a bit bigger so that they're a bit more, yeah, like that. I'm going to make the windows bigger. So look a bit more cramped, if you know what I mean. There, like that. This is going to be fun. Right. That'll do. Got that. Got that. Nice. Then they've got little headlights up there as well, haven't they? Little baby ones. Like that. It's looking good, isn't it? You can round it up a bit. That's what makes it look old. It's when you start rounding those edges. Right, we could do that as well. Right. People. Should we put the people in? And then we'll sort out the detail. So the people, well, I say it's not an import. They're on the right side of the road. They're on the right side of the car for England. Okay. So there's the wheel. Put the wheel in. We'll let the bloke drive. So he needs a headband. Peace man. And then his hair's coming out the top like that. And then it's flowing. So we'll just do that to start with. Okay. So his hair's flowing. And then has he got, what do you think? No, usually they had middle parting, didn't they? Can you see what I'm doing here, or is it too far away? I'm going really lightly so that I can correct it. There we are. Okay. So then I'm going to give him a pair of glasses, John Lennon glasses. There you are. John Lennon glasses. And then his face is going to be down there like that, underneath the wheel. He's got one hand on the wheel. Put one hand on the wheel. Okay. There you go. One hand on the wheel. And then one hand, we're going to have him sticking his hand out like that. Okay. There you go. And we're going to give him, we might have to move. We might have to, oh, this bloody chair. I'm going to throw this chair away, Paul. Right. It sticks when you try to move on it. Right, there you go. So we'll get his hand out. Right, ready? So we're going to go up like that with his hand, and then two little fingers like so, coming down that way. There's his thumb. Let's have a look. And then we're going to put his fingers up. So he's going the victory sign. Peace. There you go, V. So there's his hand. That'll do. Up we go. Finger, two fingers, so to speak. Two fingers coming down that way. There you are. That's good enough. Arm. Maybe he's only got one mirror. We don't want to make it too cluttered. There we are. That's why he's sticking his hand out, because he hasn't got a second mirror. Hey. Right, so he's in-ish. Got that done, that done, that done. Can you see this all right, or is it too faded? Because I can always, I'm doing him lightly, and then I'm going to go in and do it darker afterwards. Right, the girl. So he's got his bandana, or, well, no, it's not a bandana. What's it called? Headband. Right, there you go. I have to say, I drew the line at that. I didn't wear headbands. I wore floppy straw hats with flowers. We did do that. I don't think the hippie culture ever really died, did it? You know, it was big in the 60s and certainly in the 70s, but it never really died, you know, that sort of peace and love and altruism and non-violence, really, wasn't it? It really never, still there, really. There's still a large a large percentage of people are still into honesty and joy and mysticism. I mean, you know, if you define hippies as people who are altruistic, who are concerned for community, who are loving and non-violent, then we're all hippies too, you know. And call us, if that's what makes a hippie, then please call me a hippie, you know. That's the truth of it. If peace, love, and community are what hippies consider important, then call me a hippie, please, because it's so true, isn't it? Right, let me get this. There's your steering wheel, looking better. Bit of hair, got a nose, got his glasses. Don't want to get into the detail too much. Looks like he's got ski goggles on now. Ay. That's all right. Not done yet. Right, girl next. So she's also got a headband on, but on hers we're going to put a flower. Let's put a flower. There you go, Mary Quant. Eat your heart out. There you go. So she's got her hair flowing as well. Yeah, they definitely all had long hair, didn't they? Right, let's have a look. So little face. Also those big round John Lennon kind of specs. Oh, no, make her smile. That's it. And then we can, there she is. So what's she wearing, do you think? What should we wear? What should we teach her? What should we wear? She's wearing a T-shirt. He's wearing a Bam the Bomb T-shirt. There you go. She's wearing, do you remember those? The sleeves that they used to go up. So when you sewed them, you had to put little ruffles on them so they went up. Very hippie, eh? Flower power. There you go. So that's very hippie. Nice. So then we'll put some hair out the window as well. Freedom. Puff sleeves. There you go. Puff sleeves. Did you wear puff sleeves? Right, so now we've got puff sleeves and we've got the window. We haven't left a lot of room for the outside of the, right, we're going to have to make a little frame around the outside of the window as well. Okay, that's all right. We've left enough space to do that. Like a little TV. They definitely need a bit of rubber, otherwise it will leak. Like so. Okay, excellent. That'll do. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to give you the feel of a really cool hippie van. Now, next thing, let's sort this front part out. So this bit here, circle. Now, do you want to go? Choices, choices, choices. Where's the other one that I drew? Where have I lost that? There it is. So we could go, what would you like to do? We could do VW in here, or we could do Band the Bomb. We're going to do Band the Bomb up there as well. So do you want to try the VW here and put Band the Bomb up there? Peace Man? Come on then, let's try both. So here, right, the VW sign, Volkswagen, which in German means the people's car. Okay, Hitler had a lot to do with the Volkswagen, actually. Right, so you've got a V and then you've got a W. So let's see if we can do this. Make a little inner circle, yeah, and then put a V in there, put a V in like so. And then what we're going to do is make that V, give it a, like that, okay? So we've got the V. Now the W, go like that a little bit, and then make the W line, this going back that way, parallel, like that. So it goes down and it goes up again. See, so you've got the V and then you've got the that, and that, like that. So then that way it's parallel. And then this one here will go down to the bottom like that. All parallel. See? That's not so good, great. It's because we're doing it small. But it'll work. And then what you do is you tie these bits up. So you tie those bits. So it goes like that, and then like that, and like that, and like that. And now you've done your VW sign, see? So there's your W. That was a bit dodgy there, but it'll do. When you do it larger, it's easier. There you go. So we've done our VW sign. I think on the T-shirts, though, we're going to go with the band, the bomb in the middle. We're going for the true hippies. Happy hippie, okay? There you go. Something quite... I know there was a lot of, hippie free love and love children, sex and drugs and rock and roll. There was all that as well. But in a way, it was kind of a counter movement against all the violence and the wars in Vietnam and Korea. And, it was a real, it was the people, the young people saying no, there was a lot of free, sex and love and all that went on too. But in a way, there were, in its core, it was a really wonderful thing. It just got abused like everything, I suppose, didn't it? They took it to the next level with drugs but there you go, I'm a big advocate of hippies. Right, there we are. So we've got our VW sign, that's good. And then we'll make let's have a look, we'll make a divider like that. Move that one out of the way. I'm going to move my artwork around. I find it easier to get a sort of parallel symmetry like that. It's definitely starting to look like, oh, that was a bit lower, wasn't it, grey? That one should have come up a bit. Oh, okay. Rub it out again. Oh, rub it out again. Right, start again. In it goes. And so it's going to come up to here, to there, to there, to there. Right, now go again. That's better. And that's why we use tracing paper. So in that case, that can go up a bit too. Right, so that little one, there we are. And that one, and that one. Right, now let's put our flowers around our headlights. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is a flower. 11, 12, 13. Happy, 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 happy. Have you got plans this week? Something exciting to do? Huh? Hopefully the sun will shine a little bit on us, eh? That would be lovely. Right, how's this looking? I think this is looking great. Right, let's get this. Let's get the old bumper, up to the bumper sorted. There we are. Who's drawing along with me? Have we got anybody in here? I think I missed out on the hippie era, not sure how, but remember making shirts with matching ties in bright colours for my husband. Oh, nice. There. And we get the wheel in. This, what colours do you see? What colours do you see colouring this in? When we do this on Thursday, what colours are you going to go? I mean, when you think hippies, what colours? Do you think orange? You do, don't you? Orange and brown and yellow. Do you go that route? Because I'm thinking that I may go, I really like teals and oranges together. I think teals and oranges and peaches and yellows I think those colours are beautiful, you know. There you go. Orange and white, green and orange. You see, it's funny how this kind of hippie era, it conjures up particular colourways, doesn't it? I remember I sewed myself a dress. It was a smock. Do you remember? That was very hippie, wasn't it? Smocks. And it was a full circle. And it was done, I did it out of a really lovely cotton Trevira. Beautiful print. Expensive. And it was actually a full circle. So, and it had the little puff sleeves and buttons down the front. But if you laid it out on the carpet, it was a complete circle. It was quite something to, so if you swiveled when you were dancing, you revealed everything. So you had to wear little shorts underneath, hot pants. That was the other thing, right? And but it hung so beautifully because it was such a lovely fabric. But the colour, it was tiny little flowers, and it was all browns and oranges and yellows, tiny, really hippie. Yeah, cool. I wonder where that dress is. I wonder whatever happened to that. It's great to have a trip down memory lane sometimes. I'm not somebody that dwells in the past that much. I tend to kind of look ahead rather than back. But every now and again, like, it's nice to reminisce. This is stuff I haven't thought about in many years. There, looking good. Looks more like a milk truck. It's fine because we haven't got the words on the top yet. Let's get the words on. So how big do you want the words to be? I'm going to make myself a top. That's as far as I'm going to go with the words, like that. Okay. You can see this van, can't you? Okay. So hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means that the L is going to, let's put it kind of in the middle, and we're going to make that really bobbly writing. You know, that the writing that was very popular in the 70s. Think of Hair or the musical. It's kind of bubbly writing. So that's the first HELLO. So that's that. And then we're going to put the band the bomb. So we'll pop the band the bomb there. And we might bring it over the edge a little bit, like that. Okay. So there's enough room in there for an L. And then we'll put the H here. So we're giving ourselves plenty of space, but we can overlap them. I used to do these letters. Did you used to do this when you were at school? I used to get into so much trouble because I was always writing all over my books. We all did it, didn't we? It wasn't just me. I was always writing with this kind of bubble writing. I'm not going to make it quite that bubbly though. I want it to be a bit graphic. Right, H, E. You remember the bubble writing though? Let me see. I haven't done this in 40 years. Where you used to go, and then, do you remember? Something like this, wasn't it? And then you'd write something like, Dave, I love Dave, Dave forever. Wasn't it? Do you remember this? Yeah, come on. I wasn't the only one. Dave, and then you put a 4 in. How do you do 4s? Do you remember the 4s? Dave for me. Yeah, that's it. And it used to be this real big bubble writing, didn't it? Dave for me. Yeah, real. And then once you got that down and you got the shape in, then you start filling it in, wouldn't you? With the little flowers. Can you remember doing this? I used to get such a rocket at school. I used to get told off all the time. I couldn't help it. So it was like an obsession, like kids and their smartphones now. For me, it was this. I don't think we realised just how harmless all this stuff was until now. Yeah, like balloon writing. I'm looking at my old school hymn book with silly writing all over it, and my school football team results in the back. Precisely, Ken. Precisely. Yeah, those are the days. I'm just about to break into song. Those were the days, my friend. Cool. Mary Hopkins, another hippie. Do you remember? Once upon a time there was a cavern or tavern where we used to raise a glass or two. Come on, sing along. Now we're really showing our age. Hey? She was a proper hippie. Yeah, it's good. Look, I even put a tie-dye shirt on for you today. I know. Old habits die hard. Right, this is looking good, friends. Ban the bomb, okay? Don't we wish we could? Don't we wish we could? I'm going to put the L behind. Ban the bomb is more important than the L. So we'll get that in the front. That's it. Drop that to the back. Do you like drawing? I love it. I absolutely love it. Right, so if we get the centre, it's like a steering wheel really. Do that. Right, so you've got the middle, haven't you? And then what we'll do is we'll rub that bit out that we've just put there in a minute, like so. See, so that's the centre. So we've drawn that, and then what you're going to do, same as we did with the VW sign, you're going to make that bit like so. And then you take your rubber, our biggest selling item on the website. Always makes me chuckle, that does. And then we'll take that centre out there, like that, leaves that. And there we have a perfect ban the bomb sign. How's that? That's it. Sorted. On the roof. Hello. The L's are the ones that give it away for that bubble writing as well. Like that. And you can get a bit of a funk going on these, look. See? A bit more bobbly. Nice, eh? Hello. Like it. There. So we've got her sorted, we've got him sorted, and we've got one wing mirror in. Nice round, retro. What a cool retro van this is. So we've got that. We could probably get away with a second line. Like so. I reckon. Second line in there. See, the thing is, and I've said it once and I'll say it again, all the time you're doing something this simple, especially something like this for people our age, right? Because you will have a memory, a connection. It will take you back, and dare I say, for most of us, to the good old days, you know? So not only is it it's escapism and it's distraction, it takes you away from what's going on, you know, in your, well, not that you want to be taken away from what's going on in your life, but maybe you just are worn out with what's going on in the world, you know? And so this is particularly, I think, therapeutic, certainly for me, because it not only makes me concentrate on something completely different, but it also, other than what's going on in the world, which is quite overwhelming at times, okay? And we're getting bombarded. You know, we talked about this. We're getting bombarded with this news from every angle, instant. You know, within a nanosecond, we know what's happened in Australia. We know what's happened in Gaza. You know, and it's catastrophizing constantly. And so our little brains, you know, we can't cope with all this information overload, and it makes us anxious. So to have just an hour, you know, cuddle the cat if you can't draw, but you know, just to take yourself away from that, and then to draw something that's really easy to draw, okay? But what it does is it transports you, if you'll coin, forgive the pun here, you know, drawing a VW camper van, but it literally transports you back in time to really happy times. Oh, you know, I remember good times in those days. I think I could dig around and find unhappy times, but I prefer to stay on the surface and remember the good music and the dancing and, you know, the partying and the innocence of it, really, because I was only a teenager. And yeah, in those days, in those hippie days when I used to make those lovely floral dresses and that, they were good times, you know, they were good times. And I'm sure for a lot of you as well, this will be a real nice trip down memory lane, you know. My misspent youth. This was nothing. Right. So we've got our there. This is cool. So what I propose is that on Thursday evening, how about we take this and we transfer this to, if you fancied it, we could transfer this to a card, and we could make a really good, you know, make a really lovely card. And mustn't forget the registration plate. We have to decide what we're going to put in that as well. We've got time. Doesn't have to all be done today, does it? Hey? So we've got her hair. She's got her glasses. We can always add the detail when we ink this up, because we're going to ink this up, aren't we? So I've got 3 sizes now. Check this out. I've got the large one. I've got medium. Look, I've got mummy bear, daddy bear, and baby bear. And then I've got the little one as well. So that's pretty cool. Let me just do that so you can see. I've got 3 different sizes. Isn't that nice? Okay, traffic. Oh my God, now suddenly we've got a traffic jam. There we are. I like this. I'm happy with this. Yeah, so there you go. On Thursday, that's what we'll do. We'll get together and we'll make a card with this. And I suggest, ich schlage vor, that we save this little girl for Thursday. How about that? Yeah? So we'll start the session off by doing a calligraphy hippie girl. So you know now, have a little look, because you may want to try this before we do it together. Okay? There you are. So I'll pop her there for you, just so that you can see. It's quite easy. Trick, top tip, put the knee high up. If you put the knee high up, and then it's all in that bell bottom. Okay? Got a little belly button. And she's a hippie, so she's wearing hipsters. There we are. And her hair is just a little swirl, like we were doing with the Elizabethan, okay? But we could do her on Thursday. We'll warm up with her, okay? And then we'll get our hippie bus on the road, and we'll make some art, some really nice art with that. How's that sound? So there's a couple of things I want to flag up to you as well before I shoot off, because I've got to go and see Mum today. So I told you about the craft along. That's for definite. Now there's something else that's finally come in, and because you know I'm always those bow wad papers, the collage papers. I'm building up to. I'm working on some really nice, you know, using those Bowwad papers, they're starting to come into their own now, and also the infusion papers. So I've got, Dave finally, we sourced them and they've come in and they're on the website. And Paul's really particularly excited about these. They're craft knives, and we saw them when we went to Germany, to Frankfurt. These are from Japan, and you know, Japanese knives, they are the best in the world. And these Japanese craft knives, when I was using them in Frankfurt, because I really wanted to get a good craft knife that wasn't too expensive, that was ergonomic, nice to hold, and with a brilliant blade. So this is what we've come up with. These are very, very nice indeed. I mean, the packaging's a little bit industrial, but they are absolutely perfect, believe you me. And they come, they're just these little fine blades, and they open up. They're very, very, very good quality, right? They open up like that. They cut, that comes out, okay. It goes back in, you tighten it. They've got a really good lid, and the best part is it comes with plenty of blades. So you've got, and this is really interesting, you've got two different sorts of blades. You've got a 45-degree angle blade, 5 of those, and you've got 5 of the 30-degree angle. So the actual, depending on what we're cutting out, and when we get into, you can see this is 30-degree, and then the others are a 45. So there's 2 different packs in there, and they have varying angles on their. Now, you may think that's not important, but I tell you what, when you're cutting out particular things, sometimes you want to come up a little bit, and sometimes you want to go down. But what's really excellent is the quality of these blades. And you know me, when did you ever hear me shouting about a blade? Because I've never really found the right ones, but these are very, very, very good indeed. So yeah, made in Japan, 2 different angles on the blades. They come with 10 blade refills. Well, they come with 10 blades. I've put one in already. But I think you'll be impressed. So I think we bought 100 of them. So there are 100 available, and then we can go again. But I just wanted you to know that they're on the website for sale now. And Paul, he said that they're amazing for cutting the parchment. You know, when you don't want to use dies and you just want a blade with the ruler. So that's worth considering, friends. And other than that, what's going on this week? It's a quiet week on the Western Front. Tomorrow you've got Groovy Tuesday with dear Paul, and I'm sure he will tell you more. I bet he puts those through their pace, that craft knife, provided we've got some left. And then on Sunday, we haven't got any telly this week, apart from, well, we had a really busy couple of days last week. So the first time that I'm back on television, or there's any TV this week, is going to be on Sunday. So I'll be back. Oh, it's a shame I haven't got the stamps here to show you. But you know what? Trip down memory lane, friends. We've taken some of our, you know, we say Clarity Classics. These are, remember the dippy toe lady, the willow lady, the guy under the tree, the people in the boat, all those lovers in a boat, those ones that we used with the brayer. Do you remember when I used to do the landscapes? All of those, but we've rejigged them. And when you see what we've done with them, and we've changed them, turned them into 2-way overlay stamps, really quite spectacular. So with our new stamp making system, these are rather sharp and beautiful. So I think you'll enjoy those. So that's on Sunday. And other than that, I think it's a quiet week. Cheesecloth seems popular with friends in the chat. Oh yeah, cheesecloth shirts. Oh yes, you know, there's a memory. I used to really love cheesecloth. I used to have a lot of cheesecloth shirts. Yeah, that's right. White with blue checks and all sorts. They were lovely, except if you washed them too hot, and then they used to gape, didn't they? Do you remember that? You was doing that with cheesecloth because it was sort of ping back. What about seersucker? Do you remember seersucker? That was another one. But I remember the cheesecloth. If you washed it too warm, then you'd spend the rest of the time until you bought a new one doing that. Boom. I loved my cheesecloth shirts. So did I, Alison, until we dried them and washed them too hot. Okay, good. Look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Don't forget Paul tomorrow. And yeah, have some fun with having a little trip down memory lane on our happy hippie bus. Okay, see you Thursday. Lots of love. And thanks, Paul, for your help. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.